church. We got married in the temple, we went back to BYU together, and a few weeks before we graduated from BYU, we had a baby, or Izzy had a baby. I didn't have a baby. She had a baby. Then we took finals and graduated like literally 2 weeks later. Here we are literally in our cap and gown with Henry.
Oh my God, I just realized this motherfucker looks like soda popping, dude.
Who's like 2 weeks old. After we graduated, we moved out to Washington, D.C. And that's when my wheels really started to turn. I started to think, you know, I have a child now. I have to decide how I raise this child and what I teach him about the world.
When he was younger, like, him as a youngin looks like soda popping. Really, dude, I don't know why he's like fucking... Would I get TOS for like a naked baby? I don't even know, so I don't want to know. I'm like not trying to risk it.
Made me wonder and think about how I should teach him about the world.
I don't know if that's like a
I'd grown up with this firm conviction of the LDS doctrine and its beliefs about the world, which are very specific and very peculiar. And I really started to question, is this what I want to teach my son?
Kind of weird. Like, I mean, he's not showing anything, but like, kind of weird that he just like is fucking full posting his baby like this. I guess it's not that weird. It's just a baby. That's what people do with babies. But still,
I want to teach him everything.
Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't know Twitch terms of service. You think I'm gonna risk that shit, dude? What are you, crazy?
Because I really believed it. So we're moving out to Washington, D.C. and I realized that if I'm going to teach this to my son, I need to double down on my faith. I need to go deeper than I ever have and really, really establish a strong foundation and conviction around this doctrine.
You guys are so strange, acting like this is my own personal POV and not like me being extra careful because Twitch has like some of the worst applications of terms of service on the planet. Like the same fucking weirdos who are being like, oh my God, FBI, open up, are literally the same fucking idiots that cry in LSF posts about how like, yeah, this is like completely unacceptable and idiotic to ban someone over some dumb shit like this. I'm just letting you know, you're being weird.
I had one, but I knew it needed to be stronger if I was going to teach my son this. One of the things I loved about Mormon doctrine at the time was that there was always a push to ask God if it was true, not to trust any people or any organization, but to like get on your knees and say, God, is this true? Is this church actually real? Is all of the things that they say actually the real deal? I had kind of taken advantage of that promise before, but never really. I had always been in a setting of pressure, whether it was my home as a kid or my mission or BYU. In other words, there was always an incentive to believe. So I'd never really been in a situation where I could truly ask this question and not feel like there was some price to pay if I decided I didn't believe. Being in Washington, D.C. with my child out on my own in the workforce was my opportunity. So I spent an entire year reading the Book of Mormon, going to church. I had a responsibility at church that I was putting a lot of work into, and praying every morning and every night for some sort of conviction. I said, I am more earnest and sincere than I've ever been about this. I'm willing to listen to any answer. I just need an answer. I spent a year doing this. A year. It's a long time. And then I remember this day, I was biking into Washington, D.C. On a sunny, like spring day, and it just hit me in some really strong way that no, this isn't working. I've put in the years of asking and the effort towards making this work, and it wasn't working. This isn't true for me. And like a switch, it just so much came out of me, and I quickly decided that I was done. I don't think it was all at once. I think I had been slowly moving in this direction for a long time, but in a moment of clarity, it clicked for me in a very satisfying and like very true way. So who is Izzy, Isabel, whatever you want to call her, my wife, it didn't click for her. She was not on this journey that I was on. And I came back and I told her, I said, I think I am done being Mormon. And I had always been the sort of more devout.
Bro, this shit is hard as fuck. Like, no meme. I mean, Donnie's a little weird because, like, I mean, this explains a lot, to be honest. Like, you go through the ringer when you're a Mormon. Like, there's a lot of fucking programming, especially when it's not even like regular Protestant Christianity, where like there's a lot of I don't know, it's just like way more normalized and way less sheltered. It's not as like reclusive and as intense as the Latter-day Saints are, right? It's like one of those high intensity religions. It's like being a part of like like Orthodox Jewish enclave or something. It's like way harder to get out of. And also on top of that, when you get out of it, they will do everything they can to suck you back in. First threatening to shut you off from all of your friends and family, and then following to shut you off from all, like following through on that threat of shutting you off from friends and family, but then simultaneously still tracking every single move that you make and calling you all the time. I'm telling you, this is why Mormons love multi-level marketing. Yes, I've talked about this a million times over, but I forget what study it was, but like people that are from these like high intensity religious backgrounds oftentimes are susceptible to multi-level marketing, like MLM grifts and shit like that, even after they leave the religion.
Out convicted Mormon, and she was just like, what, like you just like have decided to be out of this church? And she full on said like, this is going to end our marriage, like you can't just leave the church. And I just told her, I said, this is where I stand and this is what I feel, and I felt very strongly about it. Luckily, soon enough, Izzy was on her own path of reconciling her thoughts about the church, her qualms with the church, and soon she would join me in this path towards leaving the church. Now, I call it a path because that's exactly what it is. Leaving any Orthodox religion is not easy. There are layers and layers of psychological and cultural conditioning that you don't even realize is there until you start to peel it back. So even though we started to leave the church, we were still going to church every Sunday, which I don't really understand in retrospect. All I can say is that like, that's what we did every Sunday. We went to church, and there was some guilt if we didn't go to church, and so we went to church. But we slowly started to feel an emptiness towards it. And over the course of 6 months, we finally decided to stop going to church. My behavior didn't change all of a sudden. Like, I didn't leave the church so I could start drinking alcohol or coffee or smoking. Like, that was not a part of the agenda for me. I kind of just carried on exactly how I had always been, except for now I looked around in the world and I didn't have a doctrinal, theological framework to understand it, which was at once exhilarating and horrifying at the same time. My existential view had been so neatly packaged.
They patched caffeine, boys. Mormons were not allowed to drink caffeine at a certain point, I'm pretty sure. Like, they were anti-coffee, but I think that you can drink coffee now. As a Mormon starting to leave, I can say that the number one tool of the church is guilt and shame in every aspect of your life. Yeah. No, they still can't. I mean, the Mormon religion has been patched a bunch. Like, in its foundation, it was very, very, I mean, it was pretty fucking racist in its beginnings, okay? Like, black people were very clearly the evil villains of the Mormon religion and, like, depictions of Satan on Earth. So they hit the patch notes real quick on that. They retcon that part of the religion. I've talked about this a million times over. But, like, you know. Yeah, they patched that shit out. And I thought that the caffeine wasn't a big deal. Oh, it's hot coffee. Most of them love soda and half-drink coffee. Not a huge deal, but still a rule.
by the plan of salvation, which is the key doctrinal framework within the Mormon Church. And that was now gone. I had no plan. I had no framework to make sense of the world. Exhilarating, but horrifying. There was also a deep fear of the cultural and social repercussions of my decision. Most of my friends were still LDS or Mormon, and of course my family was too, so was Izzy's. And let me just try to give you a perspective on why this is such a big deal. A quick primer on Mormon theology is that our whole purpose in life is to come down here to earth to learn and to grow and to progress and to attain knowledge and to fulfill certain, we call them covenants or rituals. There are 4 of them that are really important to do while you're on earth. Baptism, confirmation, this hour-long ritual inside the temple, and then called the endowment, and then the sealing or marriage. If you can do those 4 things, then you're in really good shape. You have the knowledge necessary to go back and live in the top tier of heaven. And yes, in Mormon theology, there are multiple tiers of heaven. If you're not able to get these rituals done while you're on earth, no worries. When you're in the next life, people on earth can do all of the rituals for you when you're dead, and then you can have the chance to accept those rituals or those covenants when you're on the other side. It's a huge deal. I had gone through all of the rituals. I had accepted all of those covenants, which are very serious covenants. You wear undergarments that are symbolic of those covenants that you've made. People call them like secret underwear or whatever, but it's just religious clothing that symbolizes your commitment to these doctrines. And the beauty of all of this within Mormon doctrine is if you do this and everyone in your family does this, then all of you are sealed together in this never-ending chain of eternal family that is at the epicenter of Mormon doctrines. If you know Mormons and you know that they are family-centered, it's because of this. The whole doctrine is based on creating family units that are all tied into this covenant, these promises that bind you, that seal you together for time and all eternity. If you've accepted those covenants and then you leave, you break away, you reject those covenants, you take off your garments, you say, I'm done with this, that's a pretty big deal within the LDS framework. You are no longer able to be with your family in the celestial glory of the top tier of heaven. So if you believe that, and you're a parent, and you see your child rejecting those covenants, rejecting that eternal sealing to the family, you're basically seeing your child go away, and you feel like you're losing them. So, unsurprisingly, people leaving the Mormon Church creates huge upset within families, like many other religions. It's not just an insular cultural experience. It is a deeply held doctrinal theological belief that if you leave the church, there are major consequences. Luckily, I had parents who, by the time I told them that I was leaving the church, were very open and loving and accepting of my decision. Certainly it was hurtful for them, but they did not project that onto me in any way that made me feel ostracized. Unfortunately, that is not the case for a lot of my friends, a lot of other people who have left the church. But even still, with parents who were accepting and loving despite my decision, I still had years of purging and processing to do, something that continues to this day now 4 or 5 years later. What I didn't realize is that I had internalized a lot of assumptions of shame and guilt and fear and judgment that I didn't even realize I had. And for the years following leaving the church, it was a process of slowly purging and peeling back and processing those things. I went through the Mr. Nice Guy phase, which is
there's like really fucking interesting shit in Mormonism, right? Like you get your own planet after you die, and like the entire religion, you become like a god basically in your own little planet. And the funny thing is that like the person that you divorce, your first wife, you're stuck with forever. So a lot of Mormons who end up getting divorced will still maintain contact and be friendly with their ex-wives if they get divorced. And, you know, you and your first wife are just like gods of that planet together no matter what. Which I find really strange. I don't know if they were... Yeah, see? Yup, my parents were divorced and they're still sealed in the temple. Which is kind of weird. Did you listen to Chapo content about Mormonism? No. Like, I'm fascinated by Mormonism and I've talked about it a million times. I've literally done an entire arc on a Mormon dating show. You might be new here. Like, I didn't learn about Mormons from Chapo, okay? Jesus Christ. We had an entire fucking Mormon arc on this broadcast before. Did the planet you rule over have its own sentient life forms? I'm not entirely certain about that. Why are there always weirdos asking about Chapo? I don't know. In my religion, you can go to church to get unmarried, which means you're never married to them. How does that work with polygamy? Do they all get one planet? I don't know. I don't know that much. I just know that you get your own planet and your first wife is a part of it. And I always found that very weird that, like, you're kind of stuck with your first wife. What if she sucks? What if you guys aren't a good fit? You know what I mean? Oops, sorry. Guess you have to share this planet in perpetuity.
It's a very common thing for people who leave the LDS church, which is like, I'm just leaving the church, nice and peaceful. I'm going to not be mean. I'm not going to be spiteful towards the church, because in the church, when you're in it, there's sort of this like archetype of the spiteful, angry anti-Mormon who goes out and spreads lies about the church, and they're just offended and angry. And I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that archetype. And so I tried to maintain very cordial relationships with everybody. I tried to be super nice, like, you know, the church was really great for me, and yet I just, you know, disagreed with it, so I walked away. I went through that phase for a couple of years. But through therapy and through a lot of thinking about this, I came to understand that I actually had some deep problems and anger towards the church and what it instilled in me. I had anger and resentment towards a lot of the authority structures that made me feel unclean or dirty. I had anger towards the systems that made me feel like obedience.
My grandpa has been married and sealed 3 times. He could have the first 2 unsealed, but chooses not to. Women do not get to choose if they want to be unsealed. That's kind of wild that your grandpa's like, nah, I want all the ladies in my planet in heaven. I mean, none of it's real, but like, kind of wild that your grandfather thinks it's real. And then also on top of that is like, no, I'm going to literally keep these women. I'm going to keep collecting these women that I've sealed and lock them into my fucking heaven planet.
Most important thing, that submission to a law from God was much more important than self-expression and self-actualization. I developed a resentment towards the church structure that has very homophobic and heteronormative and misogynistic structures that taught me to think in those terms. A church that purports to love everybody but deeply condemns certain people because of who they love. I had to rewire so much of that upon leaving. And perhaps most frustratingly, and maybe this is going to be hard to communicate the nuance to someone who's not LDS, but I felt deep frustration at the church's claim to have a monopoly over the fullness of truth. That the few million members are the only keepers of the real truth of what God wants today for us, and that everyone else has truth too. But through prophets and apostles and modern day revelation, the Mormons are actually the ones who have the full picture.
I mean, there's not a single religion that's like, yo, the other religions kind of are more correct than us. Like, that's like kind of the Mormons are kind of using the Islam method where, like, Islam says all the other Abrahamic religions are just and they're valid, but like Islam is the most patched version of it. So it's the actual like final update. You know what I mean? They're like Judaism, chill, you know, Christianity also chill, but Islam is like the latest version of the religion, is the most comprehensive one, and therefore is the most true one. So I find it really interesting that, like, I mean, it's not different than all the other religions. Most of them have this same attitude where it's like, yeah, you know, they all are doing their own thing, but like we're doing the most. All religions are equal, but we're just more equal.
They know what's going on. I believed that they had the truth that was going to deliver me and my family to eternal bliss in celestial glory. I believed that, and I modeled my life around it deep into my adulthood. And I feel resentment that I did that. And that the stakes were so high for leaving, for expressing myself and my qualms for this doctrine. Because after all, if you question it, you're questioning prophets, people who are talking to God. You can't do that. It all left me very confused and required a lot of healing and processing that is still going on. And let me just be clear about something. This isn't my millennial brain trying to reject authority structures and subvert old institutions like is happening in a lot of religious contexts right now. A lot of people are leaving religion. I wasn't trying to get away from some disciplined structure. My life is still a disciplined structure. I still have a lot of the artifacts from my Mormon upbringing. What I was fleeing when I left the Mormon church was a structure that I feel like put down who I really was, made me cover it up in the name of a broader vision of what righteousness is and what Jesus wants me to do. It wasn't me. It was harmful towards me, and it was harmful towards others. And the consequences were severe if you spoke up and you challenged the status quo. The culture is not one of discourse and debate, it's one of obedience. Obedience, obedience, obedience. Obedience is a hallmark belief and tenet of the LDS experience, and as a member, you feel it. Leaving the church is painful, socially, mentally. You experience a cost for doing so. And if you're in that situation now, which I know some of those watching are, where you know that your family and your peers will think differently of you if you decide to leave, just know that it's a lot better on the other side. If you choose yourself and you choose your personal experience and your personal expression and you honor that, as opposed to honoring the fear of obedience. There's some years of pain and adjustment, but there is a sense of freedom on the other side. This is uncomfortable for me to say. Even right now, I'm imagining whether it's family or friends who are still active believers in the church watching this, I can feel that discomfort, even now, years later, of what are they thinking of me making this video and effectively talking to others who might be in the church and telling them to leave. That old archetype of the bitter ex-Mormon who's polarizing and an extremist is ringing in my ears. And yet, day by day, those voices and those old models, they dissolve more and more, and they become less loud, and they become less part of my identity. I for many years did identify as someone who used to be Mormon, and now I'm not. But yet, with time, I'm slowly developing my own new identity that isn't pinned to my reactionary...
It's called Super Mormon.
...experience with the church, but is just pinned to who I am, what I love. I'm a father who loves my children. I love to learn about the world and explore and explain things.
Mega Mormonism.
I love film, I love animation, I love moss, I love cooking, I love reading stories to my boys and teaching them about the world. I love traveling, I love trains, I love science, I love the beauty.
What does he mean about moss? Any ex-Muslims that find this relatable? I mean, listen, actually, I don't even fucking know. I don't know what it's like to come from like a really, really hyper-religious family, because mine isn't. So, God fucking damn it, dude. Fuck this light. I fucking hate this light.
Beauty of our world and the mystery that it is, and the mystery of life and cultures. That appreciation is enough for me. I don't have a spiritual framework to fill the vacuum. I haven't joined some religion. Maybe someday I will, maybe I will develop that. But for now, the wonder of the world outside of the plan of salvation and God looking out over his children for this big plan of obedience, outside of that, I feel like there is plenty to stand in awe of and love without a God and a Savior to create meaning for me. And yet there's a strange paradox within all of this that I have to talk about, which is the Mormon experience also gave me so much. My mission, while I feel conflicted about what I was doing and how I was doing it, I learned to work hard. I learned to speak Spanish. I learned to navigate in cultural experiences outside of my own. I was in Tijuana for 2 years next to a giant international border, one of the most violent and intense borders on earth. And that instilled a love for the stories of people who live near borders, which helped create my career. My parents raising me in that environment gave me beautiful experiences and community, taught me how to be industrious and hardworking and disciplined. It taught me how to care and love and serve others. Those are all good things. So how do I reconcile the pain and the psychological confusion that this organization brought to my life, packaged tightly with the reality of all of the beautiful things that it brought to my life? The good, the community, the memories, the values of honesty and service and love. That's a paradox that will probably be with me forever. It's impossible to summarize this experience as one thing, good or bad. And that's okay. That dissonance is okay. So that's a little bit of my story and my thoughts around why I left the Mormon Church. I want to hear from you, especially those who have experience with this and can speak about the complexities. I also want to hear from those who have questions and are worried or scared. This isn't an easy decision. I also want to hear from those who have experience with this, whether it's from the Mormon Church or any other Orthodox insular religion or culture. Breaking out of those systems is hard and sometimes not worth it. But sometimes it is. Sometimes it's worth it. And sometimes on the other side of that hard journey, there is a much brighter future. Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. Before you go, I want to thank...
This journey out of the Mormon Church was brought to you by Audible. Image destroying / questioning your own worldview. It's an incredibly difficult transition. Yeah, not as difficult as the transition that I engage in at the top of the hour, and sometimes 16 minutes before the top of the hour, where I serve you a 60-second ad break. Now, of course, there is a way to avoid said ads. If you'd like, you can subscribe for $5, or you can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime if you have one. You can use it here. I'm back with some good ass fucking segues, baby. Let's do it. Yeah, or you can use an ad block if you'd like. You can use potentially a VPN or some shit. But here's the ad break now. More fun reacts. We're gonna do maybe a Jubilee video after this. I think there's like Jubilee shit going on too. The black church that could bankrupt the Proud Boys. That seems kind of interesting. And then we're not gonna do JCS yet. Anyway, here's the ad break now, boys. Oh, should we do the cheerleaders? 6 cheerleaders, 1 fake one? I find it kind of odd that cut, guess who's a sex worker? Ooh, I love this. Okay, this one's fire, dude. Let's do it. Watch some pipe cleaners like soda. Oh my god, last night. Ubisoft showing Far Cry 5? Okay, before we get to that, let's do that then. I want to see Far Cry 5. Ooh, nice. Good call, chatter. Or Far Cry 6, not 5.
Please, we have to get on that boat.
Abuela, what the hell I'm gonna do with baseball cards?
Do you have any idea what these are worth? Let us through. Mierda.
Marco, always making new friends.
Danny, you're late. Where's Alejo?
I love the
Give up his
non-political shit, dude. This
Where's
is my
Danny?
extremely non-political shit.
Alejo is an orphan.
Alejo's not going anywhere anymore. Come on, Marco. Let them on.
Vamos.
Good man.
Get out of boxing now.
So do they say it's Cuba or is it like a fictional state?
Gracias.
Don't worry about it, chamaco.
Here. That's all I've got.
Damn, dude.
This
Nick
isn't
Palam.
right, Danny. We should be fighting, not running to the Yankees.
Alejo gave you a fucking gift, Lira. We survive. Same as the orphanage, same as the academy.
What's that?
Please, no, this is a fishing boat. Dios mío, no!
Yeah, she's like, you give me this? This is a PSA 9. Bah! This is a PSA 9.
Before he
I've
was
seen
El
better cards on
Presidente,
Miskiv stream.
Me papa loved to fish. We would go out on a boat, just like this. And we would catch the fish and then release them. He would say, it's not always about your stomach, mijo. It's about the challenge. Except when he caught a big, fat, juicy marlin, he was too proud to let that fish go.
Sic tirano! You have poisoned Yara! You have poisoned your sword!
Damn.
I have caught
Owned.
a very big fish today.
Fucking owned, dude.
Haven't I, Diego? Diego!
No way.
I have caught you, mijo. Now it's time to bring you home.
I don't want this anymore, Papa.
We have no choice.
Telling lies, Johnny?
Let them go. They can work. Make Viviro.
Truth or lies?
Truth.
They could be good workers. They could help rebuild paradise. But if you wanted them to live, you would have never set foot on this fucking boat.
Yo, what's up with these graphics, though? This is
13
kind of
years
shitty,
old.
right?
And Diego has such compassion for his people. These fish, we will catch and release.
You've just seen another disturbing lesson from Anton Castillo, passed down to his son Diego as he grooms him to become the future ruler of Yara. The most important part of crafting a Far Cry villain isn't the fact that they're evil or
Why is he
shocking.
so intense,
It's that
dude?
there's someone that could sit across from you at the dinner table and charm you into thinking that everything they believe, no matter how twisted or horrifying.
Bro, he
could
looks
be
like he's about to
absolutely
start
true.
spitting fire,
That's
dude.
the secret to Anton's
He looks
power.
like this.
And we couldn't
This
be
literally
prouder
is
to have
shot
him
like he's
join
about
the
to start
Far Cry
rapping
family.
about how school is
Now,
bad.
when creating Anton, we
And
had
you
quite
shouldn't
a lot
go to
live up
school.
Because when
And
you
they
think
didn't
Far
teach
Cry,
you how to do
think about
taxes.
its rich legacy of villains, which makes today a very special day for Far Cry fans. Not only did we get to see into the mind of Anton Castillo, we finally get to unveil some of our post-launch plans. Our dream was to honor the Far Cry villain's tradition and introduce a brand new experience. It is time to see the other side. Go further down the rabbit hole.
Turn that shit up,
and
Charles.
It's up to you to find a way out.
What is going on? Who's watching?
My, what a happy fella.
What?
RJ, tell your mother and sister to...
You are alive. That is all that matters.
What the fuck? Peekaboo, motherfucker. Where the fuck am I?
What?
I too am a king who isn't afraid to slaughter to get what he wants.
Wait, what was racist?
Is this a test?
I want to know what the baiters thought I was saying was racist.
An opportunity.
Then I will not waste it.
Oh, me saying, "Hey yo, turn that shit up, Charles." Yeah.
You are beyond salvation.
What the fuck?
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Oh, the fucking Chad from Software cinematic universe versus the Virgin Far Cry cinematic universe. I didn't realize that the Far Cry cinematic universes were interconnected.
We're so excited for you all to check out this next game.
Oof, Neelam, I can't wait to get my hands on this one.
This is like an AMC commercial? Wait, what the fuck? What is this? This is not Ubisoft. This was leaked earlier today. Rabbids, right? Or whatever, Mario. Wait, Rabbids is Ubisoft? Oh, I didn't know that.
Vast energy anomaly detected.
The guy who made it cry because he was such a Nintendo Miyamoto fan. There is 100 Rule 34 for that Peach Rabbit. That's disgusting. That's an awfully hot coffee pot, dude. Why are the graphics of this game literally better than like 90% of shit we've seen so far? I mean, I guess they're not, I guess this is not like gameplay graphics, so. was supposed to be not gameplay as well, I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. Whoa, these graphics are crazy, dude. What the fuck? Yo, Mario really popped off on this one.
I'm proud of this new game, and I can't wait for you to experience it.
Yo, this is crazy, dude.
It's fair to say that we did something quite surprising with the concept of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And for this project, we didn't want to stop there.
So what kind of game is...
Hi, everyone. Mario and the Rabbids are back. And I'm so excited to be back as well.
What kind of game is Rabbids? Like, is it still a
project? Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
It's
we are
like
diving back into
XCOM?
this unique crossover with even bigger ambition, expanding our universe.
Oh, that's
on a major
terrible.
scale. This time it's not just the Mushroom Kingdom. There is an entire galaxy to save. To do so, you will lead a brave yet reckless team of unique heroes, including some fresh faces like Rabbids Rosalina and other surprises. On their quest to repel evil across the galaxy, their spaceship will bring them from planet to planet. They will be facing a powerful villain, Cursor, an enemy unlike anything our heroes encountered before. But they won't be alone. By their side, they will have their new allies, the Sparks. These surprising creatures, born from the merge of Rabbids and Lumas, will lend their wild powers to our heroes. Their natures and origin are at the core of our story. But let's keep some surprises for later.
After the tremendous success of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the entire team was moved by the amazing reception from players across the world. We were stunned by the love we felt for this unexpected team-up. We know we've been off the radar for a while now, as we wanted to take the time needed to bring this crossover to the next level. It's not just a new story with new enemies, new heroes. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope has big ambitions. It introduces new action elements into the mix that will push the boundaries of tactical games even further. That being said, we also wish to offer an easy-to-play experience for all players, yet hard to master for those of you that are willing to take the challenge. And you will be able to experience this cosmic adventure exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. We can't wait to tell you more about the game soon.
There is an entire galaxy to save, and we cannot wait for you to experience it.
Mods, nuke Resident Sleepers, please. A couple of the people I clapped for a week. They just got unlucky that they were first, I guess. Wait, so it is a platformer? Oh no, it's turn-based. Okay, now that we know what the graphics look like, the graphics are still fucking better. Like, graphics are still better than fucking Far Cry 6. So what's up? That's crazy.
So we're not done yet. Let's check in with our CEO, Yves Guillemot.
What?
Hi everyone. As you have seen, we have a fantastic and diverse lineup of games coming soon. And this is just the beginning.
Oui, oui.
Thanks to all the teams at Ubisoft for what they achieved and for always striving to deliver the best possible game experiences. I'm humbled by their resilience, energy, and collaboration, especially during what has been a challenging year. I'm also
This guy's like, we really celebrate the developers that we did not fire after showing record high profits after another year. And we still decided to downsize, oui. Very good. Keep eating the dog shit we send you year after year, which is basically the copy-paste game. Hello.
We appreciate the trust you place in us. Your involvement in our game.
We appreciate your trust in us as we give you merde year over year. Very good.
Enriching, long-lasting game worlds. And your contributions.
Yeah, have some more DLC.
Make it possible. We also are proud that some of the biggest names in entertainment trust our creative teams to develop games within their universes. For example, you just saw Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, developed in collaboration with Nintendo, where everyone's favorite Mario and Rabbids
these guys. Wait, Ubisoft didn't do downsizing. They were I fucked it up. They were the ones who fired people who were accused of sexual assault / harassment after covering for them for years.
We would like to show you today. It is a glimpse of the amazing journey that awaits you in one of the most beautiful
and they didn't fire all of them, right?
Places of all. Brought to life by the latest version of our
they're all merging in my mind. I feel like it's all the same. What was the Ubisoft was the one with the sexual harassment, right? At cover up. Ubisoft surveys reveal that 25% of employees have seen or experienced workplace misconduct. Oh, this is the one. This is sick. It's the Avatar game. It's the Avatar game. Okay, well, I'm back to being poggers. Oh my god, dude, blue alien pussy. Oh my god. Okay, I'm back in. Okay, bye, Anna. Oil detected. Damn, they're so hot. Far Cry's narrative director shares his thoughts on the politics of the game.
You understand now.
You and I are gonna tear shit up! Begin the remake!
Stop objectifying them? What? Shut up, bitch. My fucking God-given right as a gamer.
Crazy.
Do you think this is DMCA-able? Like, are these the parts where it's like they're worried about DMCAs, you think? I never played the K-Kona simulator on Far Cry. I only did like the India simulator. It was boring. I mean, to be fair, Donkey has this part muted. Watch the Twitch gaming stream. Yeah. It's Nepal, you fuck. Okay, my bad, dude. I'm not India. Nepal. Sorry.
Joined us to share what's new with Ubisoft.
Today, we battled some Archeans in Rainbow Six Extraction. Learned some new songs in Rocksmith. Got an adrenaline rush from Riders Republic. Lit up the dance floor in Just Dance 2022. Visited new shores in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I love when someone says like
chilling confrontation in Far Cry 6. And teamed up with our favorite man in overalls in Mario plus Rabbids.
I love when someone's like, dude, you get to fuck their tails. Like, are you crazy? Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
That makes it better, not worse. Guess what? I'm into it. Okay, shut up. I don't care. I want to have sex with blue aliens. Okay. It's called Kink It Pride Discourse, Sweaty.
E3 2021, we just saw Ubi Forward, and boy, oh boy, what a way to close out our first keynote.
Bro, sponsored by iHeartRadio DoorDash. It's literally an entire event that is already fucking... That is like already an entire event that's an ad. Okay, and the ad is sponsored by other ads. What the fuck?
5, I believe.
Yeah, a lot.
So
A
this
lot.
is just building up the hype for the movies, but
I bet Razor.
I just want to be the Na'vi, and I want to ride a pterodactyl creature like a surfboard. Like that.
See,
just
she's a
looks
coward. She's a coward. Like what everyone wants to say, and I'm brave enough to say it, is like, we want to do the alien sex. Like that's literally, oh yeah, I want to ride the pterodactyl. It's like, no, dude. Like, be honest with
tweet,
yourself.
And I said, this game reminds me of Downhill Domination, which was a game that
Vote using the hashtag in the chat. What was your favorite Ubisoft announcement? It's gonna be fucking Avatar, right? It has to be. It's like new IP. It's fresh.
everyone was snagging up properties, and someone said, how about we have people ride bikes down a mountain?
Yeah.
You know, and from there, I got hooked. I was addicted. I love that game so much. And that
I mean,
is
it's
what,
not new IP, but it's like, it's a new game. It's new for video games. It's not like the 6th installment of Far Cry. That's what I mean. It's not Mario. It's not fucking Rainbow Six again. Dude, anyone that says Far Cry 6 Season Pass is so ridiculous. There was a really bad game when the movie came out, really? Remember yesterday when he said all movie tie-in games are dog shit? I mean, this will probably be dog shit too, let's be real.
And it came at the end, but Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is the game that it was everyone's favorite that was announced. 41% resounding score there. But there were
Pretty
some good
dominant,
ones.
yeah.
There were some good ones. So also shout out to the people who voted Riders Republic. I appreciate you. But there were some fun ones. Real quick, I do want to touch on Rocksmith, because that game has been going on for such a long time now. But I was explaining it before, and me and Avali, we were like chatting about it, and it's like, you know, it's one of those things that it's not just a game, it's an experience about learning how to try something new, how to play guitar, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced. You can gamify it, or you can just learn all together. It's a really cool idea, and I'm glad that Ubisoft continues to support it.
Yeah, I think for me,
Okay, this commentary is boring.
Oh my god, I got a second-hand Hassan raid. You guys, I have such a big fucking fat juicy lady boner for Hassan, not gonna lie. That's awesome. I'm fangirling.
Such as the chairman's battle with Miriam, absolutely everything.
Hi, Hassan viewers. Hello.
But to me, the defining moment for the Chimera honestly, Hunter x Hunter as a whole, is something that I've done.
Didn't I play a bunch of games with Mafia Jinx? Like when we were playing Rust, or when we were doing like
much of a chat he is. Oh my god, I gotta.
You and everyone else, Law, what? Everyone's got an erection for a song, Law? Hunter, Hunter, Chimera, and Arc? Yeah, it's very long. Convoluted. You played Rust with her? Yeah. It's cute. I had no idea. Why is she lying down? Isn't she engaged with Ray C? Like in real life or in a video game? Chimera R Ant is literally too long. Well, get in line because the whole chat's wanting. Why does it say waxing stream on top? I don't know. Maybe she's going to get waxed up. E-girl aesthetic? Yeah, sounds like Azan's type. Dude, I don't have a type. We've already, like, I thought we already established this. So what is the Devour thing that's coming up? It's going to be coming up in a little bit, in like 15. Yes, we're going to do JC crime videos in a little bit. Chill. I don't know what the fuck happened to like, I don't know what happened to this chat where like this community is devolver. Yeah. This community is devolved into a community that expects only murder content now. It's wild. All right, let's do some cut videos for a little bit.
I think that you're a stripper.
That's what you see?
I can see that. Right now, I mean...
Guess who's a sex worker, dude?
Nicely dressed person. This is going fucking horribly, by the way.
Hi. Hello. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Rain.
My name is Craig, and currently I'm a bartender.
I started a nonprofit that provides services and training and workshops to sex workers.
So you teach sex?
Yeah. Yeah.
Today you're going to be guessing if someone's a sex worker or not.
I sure am. I think typically people probably frown upon you telling them directly to their face that, like, yeah, you look like you do things with penises for a living.
Do you think all sex work involves penises?
No, no, no.
Are you in sex work?
Oh, I absolutely am. Most people know me for stripping, and I do a lot of other sex work that requires a lot more money per hour.
Have you done any form of sex work?
Come on. Who's gonna pay for this, man? Nobody.
All right, are you ready for the first person?
Aw, don't sell yourself short. Craig, you got this.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Selena.
That's Selena.
I'm Selena.
Chatter who said mullets in 2021, literally unaware that like mullets are the hot style now of hair. Not even a joke. Mullets are back, baby. You see a fucking gay dude that looks like this and you criticize his hairstyle, I'm gonna let you know, dude, this dude knows what's up. This dude is literally already in like 2045, okay? Like, this is the fit, probably. I can't pull it off. I can't do it, but I know for a fact that mullets are back. Like, we are in 2021 if we're lucky. That dude is in 2050.
That's Selena.
I'm Selena.
All right,